Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's 9 a.m. here in New York, but it already feels like it's night time. It's very dark and cloudy outside, and I believe it's going to rain heavily. So today I thought I would do a video on the best leather fragrances that you can wear in the fall and winter season. So last time I had done a video on the best tobacco fragrances in my collection. So this video is about the best leather fragrances. And there are some fragrance in this list that are discontinued. So let's start with our list. On number 10 I have put a discontinued fragrance, and it's one of the best fragrance from Bvlgari. So sadly they discontinued it, and I'm not sure if you can find this fragrance anymore. It's from Bvlgari and the fragrance name is Black. So the bottle is very unique. As you can see, it's like a rubber tire, and even the fragrance smells like a tire. So some people might be put off with the realistic rubber smell that you can get from this fragrance, but it's very unique to my nose. And there are other fragrances that came out after Bvlgari's Black that use the same DNA and worked upon the fragrance. For example, I can tell you two of the fragrances. One is from Van Cleef and Arpels called Midnight in Paris, and the other one is from Prada. It's the black one, the Prada Luna Rosa. Yeah, in that line, the Prada Black. So these two fragrances makes use of the DNA that Bvlgari's Black created, and they worked upon that DNA. So this is the OG that started the trend of that kind of a fragrance. So how does this smell? It smells a bit of powdery, leathery, a bit vanillic. So these are the main notes I get from Bvlgari's Black. It's very unique, but the only thing is the rubber note might throw off some people. But to me, it's very unique. One of the unique designer fragrances I had ever smelled in my life. And this is just a 40 ml bottle I have with me. And if you're lucky, you can still find this fragrance with some sellers. So this is very unique, and I adore this fragrance, particularly for the cooler season. Fall and winter, this is one of the best leather fragrances to check out. Okay, so coming to number 9. This is also a fragrance that is not well spoken in the community, but it's created by one of the master perfumers, Alberto Morillas. And this fragrance gets compared to another fragrance from Gucci that's also discontinued, I believe. It's a Gucci Guilty Absolute. So the fragrance I am talking is No Limits from Philipp Plein. This is also one of a unique leather fragrance in my collection. And the advertisement of this fragrance is very tacky. You can check that out. But the fragrance is very unique, and sometimes it gives like a hospital kind of vibe, like the band-aid vibe that you get in Gucci Guilty, but it's slightly different from that. So here you get more vanilla in the fragrance, vanilla, patchouli, and there is a nice dark chocolate note here that comes in the mid. So you get opening might be a bit in your face because of that medicinal kind of vibe that you get. Once the top note fades off, it's very beautiful. Once it hits the dry down, the vanilla and the dark chocolate gives a very unique kick to it. And once it reaches the base, the patchouli kicks in, and that makes this fragrance very unique. I love this fragrance, and the presentation. Some people might hate this bottle, but it looks very unique to me, and I love this presentation. So this is No Limits from Philipp Plein, and this brand is mostly a designer, like a clothing brand. They have jackets, shoes, and lot like clothings, and even watches. They carry watches as well, the brand Philipp Plein. So this is one of the unique fragrance creations in collaboration with Alberto Morillas. Okay, so coming to number 8. Okay, this is a fragrance that caught up hype recently. This is from an underrated brand called Kenzo. This is a Kenzo Homme eau de parfum. So this fragrance is unlike other leather fragrances that I have put in the list, because this is a freshy with leather, and it's like a not the usual freshy in the sense of very aquatic kind of freshy. This is kind of a dark leather mixed with marine notes. So if you like the idea of a dark marine leather aquatic fragrance, this is the fragrance you can check out. One of the super unique fragrances, and has slight similarity to Ganymede, only a slight similarity because both are created by the same perfumer. But this is super unique and you can wear it all year round. It works not only for summer but for fall, winter. Just like Ganymede, it's very versatile and one of the unique creations in the designer fragrance category. So the 10, 9, 8. So this is the 8th fragrance. All of these 3 designer fragrances are super unique. You can't find it in any other niche, even niche category. Okay, so I don't have to speak more because I had already spoken about these fragrances in my previous videos. So an aquatic leather fragrance, that's how I describe Kenzo, Parfum, EDT. And there are other variations like EDT Intense, that's also really good. But this one is more smoother when compared to all the other formulations. So you can check out the EDP and it has a solid performance as well. Okay, so now coming to number 7, let's check out a fragrance with coffee and leather. And this is a designer fragrance which you can buy on a budget and it's really good for the fall and winter. This is none other than Ferragamo Uomo Signature. So you must be familiar with the original Ferragamo Uomo. That's like smells like a dessert, tiramisu. So imagine that with a sexy leather note added. That's Uomo Signature. So this one is more for the night time with a leather jacket, and this has boozy notes as well. That makes it more sexy. It has an added note of whiskey, coffee and leather, and performs really good for fall and winter. And I prefer this one over the original. The original didn't work well for me. I didn't find it like super unique, but this one is my favorite of the 2. Uomo Signature, coffee, leather and whiskey. If you like that idea, just get this and you can get it like for cheap. Okay, so now let's talk about a fragrance that's kind of a fruity fragrance mixed with leather. It's one of the best fragrance Guerlain has produced in the designer category, and it's none other than Lhome Ideal Eau de Parfum. So this is mainly cherry and leather. If you think about the original Eau de Toilette, wow, the cherry note in this is fantastic. I think there aren't many other designer fragrances with cherry note that has been done or executed well like Guerlain Lhome Ideal Eau de Parfum. So this can easily give competition to niche fragrances. If this was sold in the Privé line of even designer fragrance like Dior, this would be, or Tom Ford, this would be a bestseller. And this is indeed one of the best fragrance from Guerlain. Amazing fragrance, and this is one of the best flankers from the Lhome Ideal line. Perfect for the fall and winter season. It's very super unique as well. Just like No Limits and Bvlgari Black, Kenzo, this is also one of the unique leather fragrances out there. Okay, so coming to number 5. Again, this is not a fragrance that is like hugely talked about, or even the brand as such is not like super famous in the community. And I had like put a post in my page when I was wearing this fragrance. Amazing one. It's called Tom of Finland from Etat Libre Orange. So as you can see, the juice color has turned a bit reddish. This was a clear juice when I received it, and over the time the juice color turned red. So no need to worry, this is how this fragrance is. The juice color turns dark over time, but the fragrance is fantastic. If you like the idea, I get the similar leather note like these two. I get the same leather note. So there is a rubbery kind of smell that you find in Bvlgari Black, the same kind of vibe you get in Tom of Finland. But this goes more in the dark direction. This goes more in the fresh, powdery. I get kind of a baby powder vibe from this one. It's very soft leather kind of a vibe. Nothing harsh, and it's very fun fragrance to wear. Like this fragrance you can wear even in the summer heat. So this is also one of the versatile fragrance, like summer, fall, winter, any season you can wear this fragrance. And this fragrance also has a bit of an old school kind of a vibe, not exactly a fougere vibe, but you get that fragrance like you can think about Guerlain Habit Rouge, that kind of a vibe. I get with Tom of Finland. Another unique fragrance, not spoken about highly in the community, but a good fragrance, and you can get it for like a good price. You don't have to overpay. Like nowadays niche fragrances goes for like $200-$300, but this you can get it for around like $100 or so. So check it out, Tom of Finland. At least sample it so that you can decide if you like the smell. So I like it, and it's number 5 in my collection. Okay, now coming to number 4. Okay, this fragrance I have spoken about a lot, put it in my lot of lists, so I don't want to bore you again with other. This is none other than Tony Iommi Monkey Special. So if you like the idea of rose, patchouli, passion fruit, and leather, you should get Tony Iommi. One of the banger fragrances. Only thing is it's a bit on the pricier side. For 50 ml you have to pay like $140 to $50, I believe. But amazing fragrance. Also I compared this to another fragrance called Hypnotizing Fire from the Harmonist. I get a similar vibe from that. So you should like rose and patchouli. Those are the dominant notes, and I'm not going by the note breakdown in Fragrantica because that's not those are the notes. I don't get like too much passion fruit in this fragrance, because I believe like some fragrance reviewers, they just look the notes on Fragrantica and they say that the opening is like passion fruit, but I'm not that kind of a person. I judge by what my nose gets. So I don't get, seriously, no passion fruit. I mean, it's blended with other notes, but if you want a passion fruit fragrance, you have to get Icon from Kajal. But don't buy this fragrance thinking that it's a passion fruit fragrance. This is not a passion fruit fragrance. This is more on the rose, patchouli, leather. These are the dominant notes in Tony Iommi Monkey Special. So don't go by the Fragrantica notes. This is what my nose picks up, and it's a sexy fragrance for fall and winter. One of the best from Xerjoff. And number 3 is none other than the superstar versatile fragrance Ganymede. So already spoken about a lot in my previous videos. It smells like a posh leather sofa to me. And green apple, that's a predominant note you get in the opening, and it's a very unique, like it smells different to me. Like each time I wear this fragrance smells different. Wow. And has that metallic mineral kind of a vibe, and amazing scent, guys. You must check it out. Every fragrance enthusiast should at least try a sample or a decant of this fragrance, because this is one of the fragrances that you can't smell in any other designers or even the high, like super high priced niche fragrance from Clive Christian. This is super unique fragrance. Just one of a banger fragrance. You should check it out. Ganymede, best suede note utilized in a niche fragrance. Smell like a posh luxurious sofa. That's the kind of a smell I get from Ganymede. Okay, so number 2 is from the house of Dior, and many people compare it to the petrol smell, but the flanker, the Le Parfum from Fahrenheit. This tones down the petroleum note and adds vanilla with a beautiful leather note. So people who, and violet leaves, that's the main note you can get in Dior Fahrenheit, like even in the original. So if you don't like the original Dior Fahrenheit, and if you feel it's like too much petroleum smell, this is the fragrance to check out. Amazing fragrance. One of the, I think it's the number 1 fragrance from Dior for me, along with Dior Homme Intense. Dior Homme Intense and Fahrenheit Le Parfum, both are bangers, no doubt on that. So leather, amazing work from Dior. They utilized leather in this fragrance mixed with violet leaves, vanilla, and that petroleum vibe is still there, but it's toned down, and they have boosted the vanilla. That's how they created the Le Parfum. It's an amazing fragrance to wear it with a leather jacket. Like this jacket and this fragrance goes perfectly. Amazing fragrance from Dior, Fahrenheit Le Parfum. Okay, so number 1 might come as a surprise because this is from a clone brand, and because of this perfume I did not feel the need to buy ombre leather or Tuscan leather. And the batch I'm having is an old batch, and this fragrance is the best performing fragrance out of like all the fragrances I have mentioned. This is the strongest one in my collection. It's from Rasasi, La Yuqwam Poho. This is basically raspberry and leather, and this lasts like 12 hours plus on me with strong projection. I don't know like how the recent batches perform, but this particular batch that I have is ultra beast mode. Wow. And this is the reason why I did not buy Tuscan leather or the ombre leather, which is the super hyped up fragrance, because I believe like ombre leather is more toned down version of Tuscan leather, but I don't feel the need to buy it because this one serves the purpose. The fruity leather fragrance with the Tom Ford quality, and this is like a 1:1 clone of Tuscan leather. So one of the best leather fragrances you can buy, but the recent formulations I'm not sure. You can check out the performance, as with most of the fragrances reformulation kills the performance. So this one I'm glad to have an old batch in my collection. Works like a charm. I get a full day of wear out of Rasasi La Yuqwam Poho. So if you're lucky, at least try to get an old batch, or if you don't find it, buy ombre leather. That's also a fantastic scent, bit toned down version of Tuscan leather or La Yuqwam Poho. So guys, these are the 10 leather fragrances that I keep in my rotation for the fall and winter. And I excuse for the bad lighting, as you all know, like it's very dark here although it's morning, so I had to put on my light because otherwise it will be like too dark, and it's like raining heavily outside. So I thought I would do my leather fragrance list. So now the next list pending is oud fragrances, which I'll be doing after maybe 2 or 3 weeks. Okay, so I'm working on that. So hope you guys like this video and my selection of the leather fragrances. I'll be back with another video. Stay tuned, stay healthy. Bye.